All right, guys, welcome back. We're live from Kurt's house here tonight. It's our first time being at this new venue.
Welcome.
It's a brand new house. We had it built just for this
episode.
We're gonna dispose of it
right
after we finish. So it's been 2 weeks since we've been on, and a lot has happened in those 2 weeks. So last week we finished up ARICM 2022. Tell us a little bit about it, Kurt.
It was good. It was 5 days. You probably have seen 30 seconds or so online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give or take. Yeah, you may have seen it several places. But we had an amazing time. 8 services total, I think. So we definitely played our share of music. That's why we are experts to answer your questions today.
So if you have any questions whatsoever, now's your chance. Well, by the time you hear this, it'll be too late.
It's too late.
Yeah, but send your questions anyway. We'll answer them next time.
Yeah, we'll get to them. So for this week's guest, it's none other than ourselves. So it's been like guests in your own home.
Yeah, good to have you.
It's good to be here. Thanks for allowing me into your home. So technically I am your guest here this evening. So shout out to Merino Customs.
Yep.
They're still making our headphone extensions.
All your custom cables. Yeah.
So we've got snakes.
Hey, what was that cool thing you had that it was like a...
Yeah, it's a prototype.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And so what it is...
So no, everyone doesn't have that? Just you?
As far as I know, just me and Luis Pacheco.
Wow.
So thank you, Merino Customs, for putting us out with a new...
It was cool. It seemed cool.
Yeah. It's nice. Yeah. So we've got snakes from them. We've got a lot of cables. Mm-hmm. We've got all sorts of cool stuff from Merino Customs. So thank you so much for that. Use code COLTON10 for 10% off your order. Shout out to Villager Coffee.
Yeah, shout out new coffee roaster, right? Would that
That's
be
right.
the correct term?
Coffee roaster here.
They're on Instagram. You can check them out at villager.coffee, I think.
That's right. We don't have a promo code for you, unfortunately.
Not yet.
But it's a close friend of ours. He's also in the music business, so go support him. Check it out. We haven't tried it yet, so we don't know if it's good or not.
Yeah, but check him out anyway. Support him anyway. We'll let you know once we've tasted it.
Yeah, we're sure it's good, so we'll stand by our word on that one. Also, shout out to who else do we shout out now? That's right. We don't have anybody else to shout out. Yeah. So if you want to sponsor us,
let us
know because we have a spot right here, actually.
Yeah, you could be mentioned right here.
That's right. So let's just take a moment of silence for our lack of sponsors. Ready? See how uncomfortable that was? We don't want to have to keep putting our people through that. So
we need a sponsor.
Yeah. So if you want to sponsor us, hit us up. We'll appreciate it. We'll work with you. Our terms are pretty nice.
Yeah.
So without further ado, welcome to the Convo with Kurt and Colton, where we talk about music, life, and reality.
I'm Kurt.
And I'm Colton.
And this is the Convo. Welcome back, Colton.
All right, here we are. So shout out to you guys. We didn't have an episode last week, but we just got notice we still had 501 downloads.
That's good.
So thank you for your support, even on our week off. That is quite a bit lower than our typical week, but at this point, we'll take it. We appreciate your support. So before we go in and answer these questions, Kurt, how about we go ahead and set the bar and let people know what experience we have in order to be able to answer these questions. So do you mind telling us real quick how long you've been doing this and kind of where you started? And
I've been playing in church a long time.
Come on, man, give us some numbers.
Let me think. At least since I was, let's say 16, probably before that, but at least since I was 16. So that would put me at 27 years.
Wow.
How old are you?
28.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was terrible for a long time, so let's not get carried away here. I'm not
but still, you were there.
I was there. I was
putting in the time.
See, headed towards my 10,000 hours, right? Malcolm Gladwell.
Now. So, even as young as I am at 28, I've already been playing on the platform for 14 years.
There you go.
and a lot of those were terrible. But still, mainly you've put in a lot of time, and like
14 years is a very, very long time.
It is a long time. Yeah, don't get me. I wouldn't want to do it again. Yeah. I wouldn't want to have to go back. I'm very thankful for those.
Yeah, our bass player's been playing for 2 years.
That's true. That's
also Tate 2 years.
Yeah, that's
Ashton's only 16, so he was 2 when you started playing on the platform.
I remember when he was born.
Wow,
crazy how time flies when you're having fun up there.
Yeah, so I played in church pretty much all that time.
And were you over the band from the start?
No, not at all. Probably my first real. I mean, in my church, I was just 2 musicians, so there's no MD. It's just everybody do what they want to do. My first real MD experience was probably when I did Atlanta West, when we did all those How Sweet the Sounds.
That was your first MD experience?
First big level? Yeah. Where it mattered.
Speaking of that, y'all played some pretty big events for that. Y'all went on a show, right?
Yeah, we went on Good Morning America, Fox and Friends. We did 3 or 4 stadium shows. Georgia, Phillips Arena, somewhere in Michigan. I can't remember now.
Wow, that's cool. I've never played in an arena except for the Maybe Center, but that's not that's not technically an arena.
Yeah, it was over 20,000 people at all those. It was cool.
Wow, that's really cool.
And we didn't do in-ears. It was monitors.
Straight up live.
Yeah.
Click tracks.
No, we did in-ears because we
had
click tracks.
Yeah, it's still tight though. Yeah. See, Mike Brill posted he's no tracks or nothing.
I saw that.
Click it off, which we did. The event we played in Atlanta in March for Darius Paulk, the guys that opened for us. They just walked in no rehearsal. Drummer clicks it off, and they just
Atlanta has a lot of stupid musicians.
It was ridiculous. So,
I guess it's important to highlight that click track should be supplemental. It shouldn't be hey, we can't play without them. Same with stems.
Yeah, because there's going to be a time when it's going to mess up.
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
Yeah, you got to have some kind of, bass foundation.
We should try to do a service with no click track.
We should.
No stems. Just get our band comfortable.
Yeah.
In case it ever happens.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Maybe we'll give that a shot. Y'all stay tuned. All right, so let's get into some of our questions. We had several sent in by video, and we also had some text in. So let's go ahead and start with Kirby, all the way from the Philippines.
So what's up? This is Kirby, and my question is, how much time should a band spend time together practicing? That's all, and God bless the convo.
Thank you, Kirby.
Yeah, thank you for your question, Kirby. You want to answer that, Cole?
Yeah, so I think it depends on if it's a new band playing together for the first time, maybe you're a group of people that are being brought in to play a conference together for the first time. And that answer would just be as much as possible that you have prep time.
In the schedule, yeah.
As far as it goes, a big or band that you play with week in and week out, I think at the start, you obviously need to play together more to develop chemistry. We'll even notice how, Ashton and Alex are super locked in together. And then when Austin and Alex play together, you can tell that it's not that natural chemistry is not there because they haven't played together as much. But whereas, Travis and Austin play together, the chemistry's there. So starting out, you're going to have to spend more time together as you play together week in and week out. All we do is our rehearsals before service, and we feel comfortable playing together. But if you're just getting started, definitely want some midweek rehearsals. Spend a couple hours playing together each week before services or outside of services.
Yeah, definitely hit all the songs in your set, and then maybe, we've been, playing some other stuff lately just to see what happens.
Try new things.
Yeah.
Good question, Kirby. Next, we'll go to Ryan Donahoe.
What's going on, Convo? Just got a quick question about smaller music departments using stems. What's your guys' opinion on when we should do that versus not? Thanks.
It's a good question. Ron is also the host of the Leaders Huddle podcast.
Yeah.
We actually went on there and visited during our extended break of the year. Kurt, you want to answer
Yeah. So I think you have to be very careful. Stems should never be like you have to think of it as like a member of your band, right? That's how I think of it. So if one member of a band is too dominant, it's not balanced, right? Same thing with the stems. The stems shouldn't be more dominant than the singers and the actual musicians. It should be a part of it. You know, a lot of times stems started out as being a thing because your live broadcast, it doesn't translate what's in the house, so you would use the stems to like fill in the gaps. Now people have turned it into like trying to make it seem like, you know, they're a better band or better singers. I don't know if that's the case. So, you know, we're still hashtag no stems.
That's right.
We use stems, so it's not, you know, we do, but just in moderation, and it just needs to with balance. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, we've talked to like Brittany Scott, for instance, and from what I understand, she's the only musician at her church. So they're a home missions church, and she uses stems for everything. I think she has some background singing or something, but for every instrument in her band, there's stems. And, you know, if I was a guest going to that church, I would probably feel a lot more comfortable, you know, than just a piano or something. You know, I'm sure it's a lot easier to listen to with that. So, like in her case, you know, I'm all for it, you know, because it's helping. You know, it's making
it's easier for people to worship because it's not like awkward silence.
Yeah. But for a church like us where we have like 6 or 7 musicians, you know, we keep our stems kind of, you know, we don't use a whole lot of them just because we have so many live musicians.
Yeah. And also our song sets are so like sporadic, like we're never just doing this, you know, hey, 10 people are about to get baptized, like keep singing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to work Ableton, but I couldn't do that. Here's another question. This one's really good. I can't remember the brother that sent this one in.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it.
Brother, this is my 30-second video for the music department. And brother, I just got a question. Brother, what if the musicians that are on the platform are just trash? What we do then? We're just in a predicament. I don't know what to do then. What if they're just garbage?
You go ahead and take a swing at that one. Cool.
All right, brother. You know what? That's a great question, brother. You know, I would think I don't know if there's any other people that are watching or listening right now that feel the same way.
Yeah.
But if you feel like your other band members are trash, there's probably a pretty good chance that you're not very good either. You know what I mean? Because you kind of surround yourself with people and like company. So, brother, I don't know how you are as a musician, but, you know, they may think the same thing about you. So just be careful what you say about them.
That's right.
But what I would say is if they are trash, then you could find some reason to kick them off the platform, you know. Just thinking out loud here. Find a reason to kick them off the platform and just go complete stems. Or you could just accept that your music is trash and start diving into your songs, calling more rehearsals. Maybe bring in some clinicians, you know, and work with your band. Yeah. Maybe take them to a music conference. But, you know, it's a process you just got to work through. And one day you'll all be able to come up together. But that was an excellent question.
Excellent question.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your heart with us.
Yeah.
Next up.
Hey, folks, EJ Latucci. I got another question for the combo with Kurt and Colton. A little bit controversial, but I'm here for it. The timeless debate of gospel versus CCM. What are your thoughts? You know, in my opinion, I think there's no debate. I think they are both useful to the kingdom, and if they edify God and if they are biblically sound, we sing them. Let's go. But let me know your thoughts.
Well, you almost preached a little bit right there.
Did.
Go ahead, brother.
We should put some organ hits on these.
Yeah, that's definitely what we should do.
Yeah.
Kurt, go ahead and take that one. I think people would like to know what you think.
So gospel versus CCM. I'm more leaning towards the school of thought that music is music and then there's lyrics, right? So the lyrics is what's important to me, getting the message out there, and then, you know, the style, that doesn't really matter. It's like what kind of jeans you like, boot cut or
straight fit.
Straight fit, yeah. They're still jeans, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Keeps your knees covered. That's all.
You got to remember what's most important.
Yeah, that's what's most important. So it's just a vehicle.
Yeah, I agree. But, honestly, I don't listen to lyrics, so I don't know what half of the lyrics say. Sorry about that. My brother was calling me. You want to put him on the call?
Yeah, we should have.
Oh, it's not too late. This is my brother that taught me how to play guitar. What's up?
What are you doing?
I'm just recording this podcast with Kurt.
And Colton. And this is the
nice.
combo.
All right, real quick, can you tell us what got you started playing guitar?
Yeah, your birthday present.
I got a guitar for my birthday.
Yep.
All right.
I conned you into getting it, and then I started playing guitar. Your guitar that you bought me for your birthday.
All right, next question. Why did you quit?
Because I got married.
That'll do
Had
it.
to go to work.
Third question. What would it take us to get you back on the platform? Playing guitar again. Hunter Brown's back. You're next.
What would it take to get me back on the platform?
Yeah.
Only playing C, D, and G.
Hey, we can figure it out, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe some Southern gospel or something.
No, we can't do that. We got to draw the line somewhere. All right, guys, you heard it there first. That's my older brother Kyle got me into this whole music thing. But my answer on the gospel versus CCM is I like a good balance. I find myself going between the two a lot. Right now, I've really been studying like Travis Green's stuff. I think the chord changes are really nice. A lot of the textures and layers and stuff. So that's really what I've been into. But I think there's a place for both. One's definitely not better than the other. Next question from EJ.
Hey people, EJ Latouche here. I have a question, and I think most music directors and like worship pastors have a different answer for this. But I guess my question would be, what is your process for joining your team at your church, right? How do you maintain a level of excellence while still being inclusive to your team members that have a passion for anything to do with worship arts ministry?
So I think he means how do you like break new people into your...
Yeah. And good rotation.
I guess our way is there's a lot of, other than our main service, there's other things happening, right? There's youth service, there's high school, because we have a Christian school. They have their own band, their own music program. That mirrors ours. It's just them doing it. And you have like the pre-service kids choirs. So you have like kids that are getting real playing time every Sunday before the service starts. So by time you reach, if you're putting in the work, right, if you're practicing on your own time, by the time you get to be the age 13, 14 that we're talking about, you would have had several years already.
Right.
Or the opportunity to play if you wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I played on the platform was with a school choir. Mm-hmm. I played most of the time for our youth services. It was always stuff like that before I ever got on the platform. So I was able to work out a lot of the nerves. I was able to learn how to learn songs.
Make the mistakes that you have to make in order to.
And before I got up there. But like now, if you go to like our kids services Sunday morning, like their band is like a mini version of us. Like they'll have drums, keys, and that Miles is playing guitar over there now. Yeah. So you've got a whole band who's like under 16. They're playing every week.
Every Sunday, learning songs.
Yeah, learning songs. They're playing like they're in there playing like basically like they did Glorious Day the other day. They played all of our musical breaks. They played our arrangement of it. So
which is actually really cool.
No, it is really cool. But as far as like someone new moving in, I think that we'll find the best fit for the person. Like where are they going to fit in? They'll play a couple times or, just start getting involved, and we'll maybe put them on aux first or guitar 2 first or wherever.
Or tuba sax.
So
shout out to Alex Rodriguez.
That's where he started. But that's kind of how we get people started. This next question is from my little brother Fallon. Y'all may recognize his voice, but he's got an honest question here.
I know you guys do a lot of shout stuff, just like different praise breaks, and I was wondering if y'all have any like names for like your shouts, like one that's like Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Like, do y'all have a name for that one? Or do y'all just say, let's do that one? So, thanks for answering my question.
Thanks for the question, fella.
That was well said and well sung as well. That's a good one. I'm not sure what shout he's referencing there.
I think he was trying to get to something out of line.
That's right.
I think.
Yeah. So to answer your question, we do have names for all of our shouts because we've got to get, from one to the other. And a lot of times we actually sing whatever line it is, right? So we won't do that here for you now. It's kind of different in the moment, I would never sing one like that. But, maybe we'll do like a little talk back live video at some point where you can hear what it's like.
We can put it on our YouTube. Yeah, we should do that. That would be cool.
So, but we've got names for all of them. And, we got grilled earlier on our live video by Levi about asking if we ever get sick of playing the same stuff over and over. Which our response was, no, we don't get sick of seeing people baptized.
Yeah.
Every
people getting
service,
breakthrough.
People getting breakthrough. So we never get sick of that. But, to be honest with you, at times we can, get a little burnout. But we can't lose our focus.
Yeah.
That's when you get burnout, is when you lose your focus and your why you're doing something. But yes, finally, to answer your question, we've got names for all of it. So thank you for that. So now we'll go to our text in. The first one is from Nalani Gallardo. Do y'all have a program at FPC or just general tips on how to incorporate new musicians into your church music department? That's a popular question. We just answered that. If you missed it, go ahead and rewind this a couple minutes. We just got this one from James Small.
Hey guys, my question is from your perspective as musicians, what is the best way for a worship leader who's not a musician to communicate with the band when working through a difficult song? Because as you know, sometimes singers and musicians can speak totally different languages when it comes to music. So I'd like to hear your take on that. Thanks for always putting out great content. Looking forward to hearing from you guys.
Shout out to James Small, worship leader at the Rock Church in Elk Grove, Sacramento.
It's a great question and great background. Great video. How to communicate. That's a good question because, I've had Brandon Keith from our church, one of our worship leaders, ask me kind of the same question. Like, I could see where it would be frustrating if, in your mind, what you want to tell the musicians to play, but you don't know how to say it, right?
Yeah.
So what method of communication can you use? What say ye?
So I guess working through a difficult section. Well, I think a good baseline is if you do it just like the record.
Right. There's always a reference.
Yeah, that's a good place to start. And then as you branch out from that, everyone has their own language. So you got to just figure out what is the best way to communicate with them.
Honestly, you can always sing if it's a line. Yeah, we sing lines a lot, So you could actually sing out a line to them. But
or you could say something like, hey, I want it to feel like this. Right. And then the musician could try to figure out.
Yeah, you could say, I'm hearing more of the bridge from this song.
Yeah.
Or, So always reference tracks, I think, are the best way. So if you're hearing something, have a reference track. And
I think a part of that also is everyone has to have an open mind to be like, if someone gives you an idea, sometimes if you're closed-minded, you don't give it a chance.
Right.
You might miss something
we've
good.
Always done it this way.
Right, exactly. Oh my God, I can't. There's nothing that irks me more than that statement.
Yeah.
We've
always done it this way.
Yeah.
Well,
I once said to someone, if it was successful, I wouldn't be here. If what you were always doing was good, I would not. Your pastor would not have flown me here. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
That says a lot. Hope that helped, James. We just got a video in from Doc G. Shout out Doc G. They even got their dog in this one.
Hi, I'm Nalani.
And I'm Noah.
And we like to listen to Kurt and Colton talk about music, life, and reality.
Good.
And we have a question for you. What tips do you have for incorporating new musicians into your music department?
That's a good one, and they even got their dog in there as well.
Wow,
and they're in Convo shirts.
They're in Convo shirts.
So this is our favorite video so far. We have this one from.
So let me touch on it because we've touched on that a couple times. We'll just because they did such a good job on their video. So getting new musicians in, the best way we do it is to try to get them real time service platform time outside of main services, so that they can get acclimated with the flow, with the system, the head, the in-ears, the instruments, and then work them into the band, not on a primary instrument, probably maybe guitar 2, organ, something like that, and then just get them up to speed. And then, by that time, their talent could kick in. Rehearsals help big time. But it's very important to always be introducing new blood to your band. So that's a good question.
That's right. You never know who's going to get called to the Army.
Right.
Have to move to Alaska and whatnot. He's got to be ready. Next up.
I'm Sister Doc G.
And I'm Doc G here in San Diego.
We had a question for Kurt and Colton. Separate answers. What is your favorite vocal warm-up? Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers. Okay, so I'll go first here. And personally, my favorite one is the dog barking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure they'll want me to demonstrate.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, and actually, it's kind of ironic because the actual dog that I try to emulate is the one that's in the video with their children.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not sure I don't know what kind of dog that is. Do you know?
A Maltese Falcon.
That's a Maltese what?
Falcon, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about that.
We may have got your dog's name wrong, but that is the type of vocal warm-ups that I've been doing.
Do you feel really warmed up right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like me to go ahead and sing something?
No, please.
But anyways, that's a great question. That's personally my favorite vocal warm-up. Kurt?
Mine is the tried and tested that works so well.
That's so good. But honestly, I feel like mine does like a better stretch.
Mine doesn't actually warm up your vocals, but the choir director knows once she's got you to do that she'll be able to get you to do anything else.
It's a brain.
It's
game.
It's a brain game.
Yeah.
If you're stupid enough to do this 100 times, we're gonna have a great time tonight.
You can make yourself look foolish trying to hit these notes I'm about to ask for. All right, so let's go to an ad break real quick, and we'll pick up right where we left off.
All right, let's do it.
What's up, guys? A recent study showed that 100% of the world actually goes to sleep at night. If you're in that percentile, go ahead and check out my website, dreamboxhome.com. I've got everything that you'll need there. It'll ship right to your door within about 3 days, so go check it out and use promo code. I can't do a promo code, actually.
All right, we're back. Thank y'all for sitting through whatever ad we just showed y'all.
Yeah, that was right before the break. Doc G and his wife, they stole the show.
They did. All right, I was just replying, letting them know we got it because it was that was too good. The next question we got is from Marcus Wallace, and he says, "What's the best way to learn multiple songs you don't know in a short amount of time?"
I guess preparing for something or just
I guess preparing. Like, let's say we're given 10 songs, you need to know them by tomorrow night. We're doing them for church.
I mean, at that point, it's just repetition. Listen to them, practice them, listen again, write stuff down.
I feel like if you know like the number system and you're able to kind of make a chart or a rough chart for them. I'm not sure what instrument you play, Marcus. Let's take a look. Looks like you may preach a little. But if you play guitar, I always learn like the intro lines, any special lines in the song, and get like a rough chart in my head of what the song does. And then, I can kind of fake my way through the song the best way.
For me though, there's like it's a give and take with that, because I find when I learn songs like that at the last minute and just write a chart, I can play it fine that one time, but that's it. I don't remember it
after that.
Yeah. Or as a song, if I like study it, I know it forever.
Right. Yeah. I think of, whenever I'm having to play a lot of songs like that, I think of it like a pop quiz in school, and the teacher gives you 5 minutes to cram.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what important things can I pick up out of this to use for the quiz and try to pass it, and then 10 minutes later you just forget about it.
Yeah.
But
you ever write anything on your hand?
No.
Okay.
We're not allowed to do that. Deuteronomy says something about that. Not sure if you dabble with the Bible.
I meant.
Do you guys have this question is from Brad Dawson. Do you guys have a recommended brand of earbuds for personal monitor packs used by singers?
The packs themselves?
We'll talk about the monitor packs, but also the recommended brand of earbuds. So I've seen like a mixture of people with KZs, some people with JH Audio.
Yeah, the BASN.
Some people with Shure 215s, I think. And then there's another brand
All Clear.
Yeah, All Clear, but there was some other one somebody asked about.
I think it was BASN, yeah.
Yeah. I think if it is somebody just like coming in on a budget, I would highly recommend the KZs. They're like $40. I think there may even be some cheaper ones on Amazon. But they sound great in my opinion. The Shure 215s are $100.
Yeah, they sound great.
Yeah, they're fine. As far as the personal monitor packs we use, everybody's tied to the is it Live Mix?
Live Mix, and everyone has a Shure pack with the we use Shure everything, Shure mic, Shure wireless ears.
All right,
next. You don't have to break the bank. I was actually talking to my brother-in-law who just took over a church in California, and like the Shure mics we have, they have the same thing, but just like a different levels down. We have ULXDs. We have Axient. They have ULXD. They have SLXD, QLXD. You find just what works for you
and roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this question is from Smokey 2041. It says no video, but I do have a question. How did the FPC church medley come about, and why is it so popular within the Apostolic Pentecostal movement?
Celebration medley, I guess.
Yes.
It's available on our It Is Settled album.
That's
available
right.
Where music can be streamed.
2019 is when that one came out, recorded in 2018.
It's a oneness medley. All songs written by apostolics, songs that do well in apostolic churches. I think that's the reason that it does so well when you do it at your church, because it's modernized, but the older generation recognizes the song, so everybody has a chance to worship together.
That's right. How did the arrangement come about?
I think it was started out with, as most things musical, Pastor Nathan's idea. And then I guess we just sat with it. He gave us the songs and tried to get these songs in there. And then we just sort of worked. And actually, weirdly, Dave Howell helped with that vocal arrangement. Of course, he was just a friend. He was just a tenor at the time.
Shout out to our tenors.
Shout out to our tenor section. And he helped with that arrangement and taught it and directed it that night as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The musical side of it is actually, it's like one of those songs that you see on Planning Center and you're like, big deal.
No big deal.
And then you get there and you're like, I probably should have went over that.
Yeah.
It was tough. And listen to the bass on that. It's very nice.
Yeah. It's not as easy as it sounds. I'll say that.
That's right. Let's see what other question we have. A question from Jace Hare.
Shout out to Jace Hare. Saw him at camp meeting.
Yeah, glad you made it. He had a rough accident playing softball or baseball.
Yeah, check his testimony out. It's like really moving.
Yeah, Brother Cody Marks actually preached about him a little bit Monday of ARICM.
Hey, Cody Marks actually just threw down again.
Yeah, he always does.
Yeah.
What is your rehearsal schedule like weekly, and what happens if someone comes unprepared?
So now Colton made a mention, we rehearse before each service, right? Like a good amount, like probably 30 minutes. So Sunday, you're over an hour. Tuesday night, it's a little shorter. And we're headed back to our band rehearsal that we're going to do on Thursday nights. And then if someone was to, what do you think would happen if someone showed up unprepared, Colton?
They would definitely get grilled by Kurt.
Yeah.
I think it's disrespectful because they're wasting everybody's time.
Yeah.
And
we can't rehearse.
Well, as a band, you want everybody to know their music because you're one sound, right? But so we're going to stop and we're going to take the time to help them through their parts, depending on what mood Kurt's in. But if Kurt's in a good mood and we have to stop and work through those parts, it's really wasting everybody's time because they should have known it on their own. So, they're going to feel, at this point, it's kind of unsaid. They're going to feel the frustration from everyone. But, if you're going to come to rehearsal, at least respect your bandmates in order to learn the music before you get there.
Yeah.
There's
unless you're good at faking.
That. Right. If you're good at faking, you probably get away with it.
Yeah.
If you're bad at faking, you're probably going to get
grilled.
All right, this next question is from someone who did not want their name mentioned. And the question is, the only drummer in my church has a very hard time staying on the loops when he does fills and builds. How do I help him because he tends to have a hard time with taking constructive criticism and is not improving overall? We've been using loops for every song for a year now. So the drummer is having a hard time staying on time. He's not taking constructive criticism. He's not improving. What's the best way to communicate with that person? What else could be said to maybe help that person out?
It sounds like he's able to play on the click until he does chops. Sounds like somebody needs to tell him, don't chop.
Just play it straight.
Just play it straight, big guy.
Another thing you could do is, ultimately, and I'm not going to mention your name, but I will call you Austin just to protect the innocent. But nobody's going to say, Austin, you sounded terrible on drums.
That's right.
Like I stole that from Kurt. Nobody's going to say that you
Got it
sounded
from Rick
bad.
Wofford.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Shout out Rick. So, nobody's going to say that you sounded bad on drums tonight. It's really should embarrass him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys record your services, but maybe sit down with him and say, man, let's have a listen at this. And I don't know if you can count to 4, but count to 4 over and over in your head. And if you hear the drums get off on that on any point, you may be playing it wrong. Just give that a shot. I'm assuming you may have already done that by now, but if he's playing drums in church, he should be able to hear where the drummer got off beat. So
yeah.
Maybe give that a shot.
Also, maybe there's because sometimes people have loops and they don't have a click. Like whenever our loops, we have a separate click, and that click is more consistent, right? And the loops might have things happening. So maybe try that. Maybe try splitting your stereo loop into one side click, one side loop, and see if maybe that consistent metronome.
And maybe if you have him turn his click up so loud in his headphones that it like pounds his head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That he won't be able to get off. But I don't know, just a shot at this point. And then if everything else fails, you find a reason and kick him off the platform.
Yeah. Ask him if he's ever tried ushering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just worst case scenario though. And then actually, Kurt, that's all the questions we've had sent in. Is there anything else you want to add?
I just want to say that I appreciate people even asking questions, taking time, thinking that we don't claim to know everything, but
that's right. We are happy to help any way we can, but it shows that people want their music departments to be better.
Yeah.
And so just right here in this past 40 minutes or whatever it's been, we've answered 15 questions. So that's 15 different churches around the world that are trying to improve their music.
Yeah.
So that's
I think as Pentecostal music gets better, and we all end up, we all gain, we all win from that.
Absolutely. It's like one big team.
Yeah.
Everybody trying to get better together. And that's the thing. Like if you are a talented musician, pour into the others at your church. Mm-hmm. There's no reason for you to be better than everyone else. It's your band, and do what you can to make everybody better, and everybody benefits from it. So
yeah, it's funny. I was walking when the kids choir was playing yesterday. I heard Mary Grace playing Te Amo, and I was like just the way she was playing, like I knew, like it's obviously that she heard that from us.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It was very quantized, and I was like very impressed by that, because that's not something you can easily teach somebody. Right. But she heard that on her own, and I was like, man, her future's going to be cool.
It's going to be bright.
Yeah.
So. Couple things coming up, I guess. So to wrap this up, we've got, as far as our upcoming schedules, some places you may be able to see us.
I'll actually be at Enlace, which is a Spanish conference, this Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
I'll be playing in Spanish.
Do you know how to do that, or you use like Google Translate?
No, I'll be playing in I'm going to transpose to Spanish.
To Spanish?
Yeah.
Dude, good luck, man. I hope if something happens to your transpose button, you're going to be wrecked. But we've got, if you want to get merchandise now, you can do that at theconvokc.com.
Right, all the time. Please.
Hats.
Get your merch.
Hats, hoodies. If you're on Team No Stems, you can get the shirt for it to show. We've got coffee cups, all sorts of different things. But we will actually be playing Peak.
Yeah. Houston, Texas.
Is
this our announcement?
We said it last week on Dave's.
I'll be there so far.
I'll be there as well. So we'll have some Convo merchandise.
Yeah, we're thinking about bringing a lot of merch.
Let us know what you think. I plan on driving. I know you'll be flying.
Yeah.
But I plan on driving, so I'll bring a lot of merchandise.
Yeah, we're going to set it up
in my car, so we'll be there the whole time. So come.
We don't want to bring anything home, so come get it.
Please do. And then we've got all sorts of stuff happening in August.
Man.
If you're anywhere in August, you'll find us.
Yeah. we're doing something every week in August.
Yeah, I've got every weekend scheduled.
Check out. Well, I won't tell you. There's some. You'll see an announcement soon. We got some stuff coming out.
It's gonna be really cool. Other than that, anything we need to mention? I know. Shout out as always to the people behind the scenes. Rick Green.
Shout out Broker Rick. Actually, he's not Broker Rick anymore. He is now Brewmaster Rick, and you'll figure out why soon enough.
Stay tuned. We've also got Erica Markser behind the scenes. Just a tremendous help.
Tremendous.
To us. We want to say thank you to her. Also, shout out to Lena Townley, not only for that, what was that food she made the other night, that dessert?
Oh, I don't know.
It was amazing. Shout out for that, but also shout out for setting up our table at camp meeting.
Camp meeting, yeah.
Make sure to like and subscribe here on the YouTube. And if you're listening on the podcast app, leave a 5-star review. That's 10. But we'll take 10. If you can leave 2 5 stars. 5-star. Leave 5-star review. Share the podcast with a friend.
A new musician, aspiring.
Yeah, sit your whole music department down and listen to this episode.
Yeah.
Try not to laugh. If you do laugh, you get kicked off the platform for 3 months.
And if you listen to this and you had a question that you didn't get to ask, still DM us. We'll try to hit it next week.
Yeah, we'll be happy to. For all the people that did send us in the videos, we'll be mailing you or faxing you your consent forms to be on our YouTube. So be on the lookout for those. Probably faxing. So if you could hit us with your fax numbers in our DM, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
As always, the sponsors hit us up. Somebody told me today, a wise man said, they asked the guy that robbed the 2 banks. They said, why did you do that? Why did you rob those banks? And he said, because that's where the money is. That's what really inspired us to get into the podcasting.
Yeah, money. We haven't made much at this point, but there's always tomorrow.
That's right. So, once again, thank you guys for listening. We're going to turn these cameras off now. And we hope you have a great night. We hope you learned something.
Yep. See you next week.